Welcome to TLC, where we dive into the heart of our local community. It's wineries, restaurants, business, and real estate. I'm Troy Anderson, along with my co-host Pamela, and we're here to bring you a new perspective on what's happening in our community. This week, I am excited to have a Greater Woodinville guest on, Alex Lover with Helping Hands Ministries International. And we're going to learn all about what they do for the community here in the Greater Woodinville area.
Welcome to the show.
Yes, thank you for having me.
We usually start the show with sipping on success, and today I thought I'd mix it up a little bit and just.
You're doing things differently. Okay, let's go for it. What do we got?
I got a can of sparkling water.
We've got water. This is unusual for us, but
I know.
what? It's making a nice change.
Yeah, so.
Sun's out. We needed something different to sip on today.
Yeah.
It's a strange warm day in Washington.
It is for this time of year.
Yeah. I'll take it, though. I'll take it.
Absolutely. Yeah. So, cheers to sunshine and slightly warmer weather.
And Kirkland Signature Sparkling and still water.
Yes, vintage Kirkland.
Vintage Kirkland, yes. So I think we'll just dive right into all things Helping Hands, if that's okay with everyone else here.
I think that's a great
do it.
idea.
I mean, we could talk about the way the water tastes, and the mouthfeel.
The mouthfeel, the bubbles,
Yeah.
and the actual flavor. I'm assuming it's citrus.
This one happens to be lemon, yeah.
Okay.
I
all right.
can't really tell the difference sometimes, between the lemon and the lime. But
I can't believe we're talking about bubbly water.
calorie-free, sodium-free, sweetener-free. This is some good stuff.
Okay, I think we prefer the wine. We'll come back to that next episode.
Yep, next episode. So.
All right. Well, let's just jump straight in, Troy. Let's kick it off.
All right. Well, Helping Hands Ministry International is a nonprofit located in our area that aims to support the underserved community locally and also in Peru worldwide. For those listeners who don't know about Helping Hands, Alex, what can you tell us?
Yeah, I mean, if anyone is even slightly aware of Helping Hands, they probably know us by our thrift stores in the area. But we started off in the 90s with a missionary family in Peru, Faith and Vance Field.
Okay.
And they were in Peru, starting a ministry there, and then due to some health issues, they had to come home. And when they came home, they still wanted to support the initiatives they had started down in Peru, and so they're like, well, how can we do that? And hence was born the idea of the thrift store. And so in 1992, they gathered up and bought a building in kind of the Bothell Woodinville area. Maybe more Mill Creek is probably more accurate. And so that's kind of how it began. They started this thrift store and started sending funds down to Peru.
Cool.
And then thus was kind of born the entire ministry. And now it's grown into 4 thrift stores, an eBay store, and we still operate the ministry in the background. We still support our friends in Peru. And so it's just really become a beautiful thing. And so, yeah, our goal is still to serve Peru, but also our local community. It's not just focused on Peru. We're like, we have 4 thrift stores in this area now. Let's get involved in those communities too.
Uh-huh. And
So for those that don't know,
Yeah, where
can
are
you
they
tell
located?
us? Yeah, I was going to say the same thing. Where
Yeah.
are those thrift stores located?
Yes.
So that people can find them and dig into that.
Yes, so the main one was started in Bothell. That's right off of Bothell Everett. We also have a brand new one that just opened in Monroe. So that's right on Main Street, right in downtown. It's got these beautiful windows for big displays. It's a great store. We also have one in Lake Stevens, right off of Highway 9. And then our last one is in Clearview, also off of Highway 9, but significantly further south than the Lake Stevens one. So 4 different communities there that we can really have a handhold in and serve really well.
So when you say thrift stores, so that people can understand what's available to them, is it just clothing or is there household items? What's kind of the expanse of what that people will find when they go into those thrift stores?
Yeah, I mean you'll find a little bit of everything. The Clearview store specifically is more of a boutique, and so it's called Clearview or Helping Hands Home and Decor.
Oh,
And
fancy.
so yes, it's more home and decor items, furniture, decorations, clothing as well, and it's just really set up really nicely in there to feel more like a boutique. But the other 3 stores are set up more like thrift stores, so you'll find the same furniture, clothing, decorations, as well as gadgets, gizmos, and yard tools. Find a little bit of
Full
everything at the
gamut.
thrift store.
Yeah.
Yes, yes,
Okay.
Records and LPs.
yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes, you will
Could
find
be
a little bit of
treasure
everything.
trove.
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely. All right. So that's kind of a little outline on what the Helping Hands Ministry does. But who would you say currently are the primary beneficiaries of Helping Hands Ministries International's assistance, and how do you guys identify and prioritize the needs of these communities that you're serving?
Yeah. So as a ministry, we've identified 5 different pillars that we seek to serve. And those 5 pillars are fighting hunger, homeless outreach, moms and kids, addiction recovery, and environment. And so obviously no organization could effectively do all 5 of those things on their own.
Right.
And so we partner with different programs and different companies and nonprofits in the areas that do specialize in those things. And so just to name a few of the ones we go through in fighting hunger, we partner with Hungry Hearts, Backpacks of Hope, and then a bunch of different food banks such as the Maltby Food Bank, Lake Stevens Food Bank, Canyon Hills Food Bank, and Sky Valley Food Bank in Monroe. Within homeless outreach, we're partnered with Sound Pathways, Kindering, Take the Next Step, Shower to the People, Moms and Kids. We have our ministry in Peru, Amor en Acción, and then we also partner with the Monroe Women's Gospel Mission, bunch of public schools, Everett Public Schools, and CareNet, Two Hearts, Bridge Receiving Center. Within addiction recovery, we partner with Damascus House. And also, one thing to know is a lot of these partners do kind of transition between the pillars. So labeling them under one of the pillars, but they really do, quite a few of them serve multiple of the pillars. And then within the environment, we don't necessarily have a specific partner, but just the kind of the nature of being a thrift store. It's all about reducing, reusing, recycling.
Sustainability.
Yes, absolutely. We don't want things going into the landfill. We have a recycling program, and kind of since the inception of the recycling program, we've saved like almost 400,000 pounds of items from going into the landfill.
I found it fascinating. I serve on the board, and Jeff is the executive director. He was telling me that they take the shoes that you can't really sell, but they get donated.
Right.
Those get recycled. The clothes that may have rips or tears or can't be sold at that point, those get recycled into rags and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So
So
it's
do
just
those
stuff
can-
that you don't even think about being
Right.
recyclable.
Whereas most people would throw that kind of
In
in
the-
the
away,
rubbish
yeah,
bin.
yeah.
So can I just kind of ask another question then about the actual thrift stores? If people have clothing at home and they're like, wow, it's not really good enough. That's not for people to wear. Like Troy says, there's got holes in it, or there's rips or marks. Do you encourage people to still bring those items in because you can recycle them? I mean, it's not ideal, but
Yeah, it's not. Part of it is difficult because we don't just want an influx of
Junk.
No.
junk coming in
yeah.
to our
So
stores.
listeners, there you go.
Yeah.
If it's gently used, that is fantastic. If you're
Yeah.
not sure, then ask a question when you go into the thrift store.
Yes, yes.
I'm just trying to make sure that people aren't listening and then think, oh, I'm just going to get rid of every piece of nonsense I have in my house and try and.
Yeah, we are not a recycling center.
Thank you.
Yes.
Just want
But
to make sure.
if you do bring something in and it just happens to not be able to be used,
Mm-hmm.
it can be something we can recycle. And, we kind of have our tier list, like A and B tier, C tier and D tier type clothing. A tier being basically brand new to gently used, B tier being kind of that gently used. But those are kind of still we put it on in the stores and can sell it. But then you kind of get into that C and D tier where, like you said, it's got the rips, it's got the holes, it's got the stains. People probably wouldn't buy
Some
it.
people like that, though.
Some people do.
Well,
They
if you
come
go
in
into that kind-
specifically for that stuff.
yeah, I mean, there's definitely a trend for those
Yeah.
really ripped jeans
Yep,
and whatnot.
yep.
But
My daughter does that.
But we take some of that C and the D tier, into the recycling centers. But we also we partner with, like I mentioned, Shower to the People. They'll come through and we'll put out bags of the kind of the B and C tier stuff that maybe we don't want to sell in the stores. But Shower to the People, they're a renovated RV that's got a shower system in it. And so they go around, give showers to the homeless people.
Wow.
And, these homeless people might not have any clothing, change of clothes, whatever, but they don't mind a little stain or a little rip or something
Right.
in the clothing. And so And they can come through, grab a bag of the stuff that we really can't sell in the stores, but it's still super useful for
Yeah.
somebody who's really
Yeah.
struggling.
Good.
So regardless of whether it's almost new, gently used, or got stains and stuff, make sure it's clean. When
Yes.
you drop it off.
Yes, please.
I think that's something people don't think about. Like,
Yeah.
they're going through the laundry. Oh, this, please wash it first.
Mm.
I think that's just kind.
Yes, yes.
Especially, just whether it's being sold or whether you're giving it to homeless people. I think everybody deserves to have clean clothing.
For sure.
Just adding that.
Yes.
That 2 pennies worth it. So the list of companies or organisations there that you partner with for your programs, that's quite the directory of organisations. That's
Yes.
impressive.
Yes, and that is not even an exhaustive list. That's just kind of the main ones that kind of off the top of the head that we really are focused on. And when we say partner, maybe we should explain a little bit about what kind of that partnering means. And so kind of the biggest way that we partner with these nonprofits and organizations is through our gift card program. And so our gift card program is we will go to these organizations and we will give them a stack of Helping Hands gift cards. And they're $25 gift cards. And these are organizations, nonprofits. They're working. They're going and they're on the streets. They're talking with the people. They're serving the homeless, serving the single mothers who are really struggling to get their kids into school. They're working with the kids. They're working with people coming out of addiction. And so these are people that might not have a whole lot, if anything. And so they'll say, okay, well, we have a thrift store in the area. We have gift cards to the thrift store. And so they'll give them, a couple Helping Hands gift cards. And they can go into the store and they can get clothing, they can get furniture, they can get whatever they need to give to these people. And
They're given to the nonprofit for free, and then the nonprofit vets the need and then sends them to the store, and they get to use it like cash.
essentially, yeah,
That is cool.
yeah,
That's neat.
Yeah.
Because it's not something you would really think about. It's like,
Yeah.
okay, how does that work? But yeah, that's really clever.
yeah. And so that's the great thing about having 4 thrift stores is that we have 4 different areas that we're in that we can say, okay, let's find these organizations that are serving this area specifically, and now we can say, hey, we're right down the street from you, so come on in. So now that we just opened up in Monroe, we've started partnering more with different organizations in Monroe.
Right.
Uh,
So we want to encourage people, obviously, to donate, but we also want to encourage people to come in and actually purchase clothing
Yeah.
or whatever that looks like, whether it's a record or decor for the house. So those organizations you work with, they get the gift cards for people to come in. The resources then that you get from the sale of the stuff, where does that get funneled?
Well, so all of our thrift stores are fairly self-sustaining, and so kind of the profit, if you will, of the thrift stores is then all put into our ministry side of things. And
Right.
so all giving out these gift cards isn't free, obviously.
Yeah.
One $25 gift card we estimate costs us close to $35 to give out, and we're handing them out like candy because
Yeah.
we love doing it. And so obviously we need to support that. And so that comes from the leftover from the thrift stores after they're done paying for all the workers, the lights,
Yeah.
all
Well, let's just remind
everything.
everybody, it's a non-profit, but I
Yes.
just want people to
There's not-
understand that it's not.
There's not non-expenses.
Exactly.
Yes, yes.
So again, go in and use the thrift stores. Is
Yes.
kind of
Yeah.
where I'm going with that.
Yes, and so that's also why we're trying to build up the development side of things too, so that thrift stores can be self-sustaining and continue to support their own local areas, but then also the development side, the ministry
Yeah.
side, can come alongside and help out.
Yeah, cool.
That's great.
So are there any success stories you can share that
Oh yeah, man, we
are public?
have lots. We did during the month of November. There's a day called Giving Tuesday, and so lots of nonprofits will come around. It's kind of a big day of donations, and so for that time we decided to ask a few of our partners for some stories of how Helping Hands has impacted their clients and whatnot. And so we just got back loads of stories from these people of people who had nothing. They were living in their cars, living on the street.
Wow.
And then they got a Helping Hands gift card, and they were all like, wow, like we can get some clothes, we can get some furniture. We talked to a lady. I actually got to meet her in one of the stores, and we talked with her, took some photos and whatnot. But she had come out of addiction and had bought her first apartment in like 40 years.
Wow.
And so was moving in, and the organization she was partnered with was able to get some Helping Hands gift cards to her, and she was able to get some furniture and decorations. So just a really cool story, and getting to meet her was just so fun, and
Right.
she was just so joyful, and just had so much love for Helping Hands, and especially the organization that helped her. So just a really practical way to help, because giving out those gift cards is easy, not free of course, but it's just a really easy way to help support the community.
Right. It's easy to hand it once you've managed to, get those resources
Yes,
together. But
exactly.
let's not negate the fact that it's actually quite difficult to build up,
Absolutely.
the stores and people coming in and out and the traffic in order to be able to give those. I never want to minimize stuff
Yes.
that people are doing to help.
Yes,
the
it is
community.
still a business,
Yes.
like any other. Yeah.
Now, do you share those stories on your website?
We have social media,
Okay.
and so that was a big campaign through our social media. So on our Instagram and our Facebook, we were sharing those, and that is all run through me. I'm the social media guy. So
Perfect.
Yes.
I just want to make sure that people have other avenues that they can go and find some of these
Yeah.
great stories to really feel the impact of what the Helping Hands Ministry
Yeah.
does. So.
Yeah, so following our ministry page on Facebook and Instagram is a huge way to learn about those stories, and then getting on our website as well. We'll share stuff there, and that's where all the information can be found.
Yeah.
Store locations and all that stuff, and event information. So
Perfect. Okay.
So you guys take volunteers and people like that in the store
yes,
to partner with?
Yes, we
Oh.
take all the volunteers that we can get. We love our volunteers, and our stores would not operate without them. And we also take volunteers on the development side of things, and we also take volunteers at our events. That's a big way to help us out if you're looking to help us out, and maybe financially isn't the best option for you, but you're like, man, I love what Helping Hands is doing. I want to help. Come volunteer in the stores, volunteer on the development team, volunteer at our events. We love our volunteers.
Cool.
Yeah.
And so what's development?
So the development side of things is all of the ministry-related activities that aren't coming through the stores. So all of our fundraising, all of our
Okay,
events.
fundraising.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
that's all the development team.
Okay.
And so when I say development, it's all the fundraising side of things.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Now, for those that may be a little bit more adventurous, is there any kind of global opportunities to help volunteer?
Yeah, so we have in the past sent out teams to Peru, to our sister organization, Amor en Acción, in Peru, to help out there. They have sewing centers and a preschool out there, and so we've sent teams to go help paint out there and help in the sewing centers and the preschool. We've installed clean water units out there through partnering with different organizations as well. And so, assembling and taking a team to Peru is absolutely a possibility. Kind of with COVID, things changed a little bit, and so
What
Didn't everything?
changed?
yeah, what didn't change? Absolutely.
COVID comes up on everybody.
I know,
Yeah.
I know. We need to ban that
I know.
conversation.
We need to pivot from that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's another word we don't
Yeah.
like.
But if it is kind of something that someone is really passionate about wanting to do, we'll figure out a way to make it happen.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Now, how long have you been on the board, Troy?
I've served on the board for a while. COVID made time stand still, so.
So you don't remember?
I don't remember exactly how many years. It's probably.
Hey, I thought we said
8
no COVID talk.
Yeah, I know,
Yeah.
I know, but it's either old brain or COVID. I'm going to go with COVID.
Okay. We'll call it old brain off there then.
Oh my gosh. That's a new one. So yeah, it's been eight years maybe
Okay.
on the board. Good friend of mine served as a president, and she wrangled me into it. And it's been great.
Yeah.
It's been great to see what they do. I had no idea that the thrift store actually gave back so much to the community and to Peru as well. So.
Okay. Well, what I appreciate, and I'm just going to kind of put a plug in for Tend Home Team, is a lot of our events that we run for our friends and family and our client appreciation.
I was going to say there's a pile of stuff
There
in
is
the
a pile
corner
in the
right
corner
here.
of our office, actually, where we do ask people to, bring something for Helping Hands Ministries. So it's definitely three times a year that we do that, where we're asking.
Yeah,
for,
we get a
for
good amount of
donations. We do, yeah,
clothing and just cash donations too.
yeah, and shoes and games and those kinds of things. So
Yeah.
yeah, but so it's obviously very dear to Troy's heart. I just wanted to bring that up and
Yes.
give him a plug. You know, I'll take my pay rise later. I'm just kidding. All right, so we love hearing all about Helping Hands and what they do and how they benefit, but there is a specific reason that we have you on the show today. Not that we wouldn't invite you on anyway, but there is something happening. And so we wanted to give the listeners and everybody in the community an opportunity to find out about this. So can you talk to us a little bit about the Helping Hands Ministries the annual auction that you're hosting in March? I think, is it the 24th of March?
It is, yes, March 24th.
So provide us with
Coming
some
right up.
details, the event, the goal of the auction, what items or experiences will be auctioned off, and how individuals can participate or support the cause. Take it away, Alex.
Yes.
Yes, that was a mouthful.
Yes.
I know, I'm just going to sit back and relax now.
Yes, so we have our annual auction coming up. It's on March 24th. It's at Liljebeck Farms, which is here in Woodinville.
Great.
Beautiful venue.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, beautiful. It's this renovated, like, old horse barn. Yeah, just absolutely gorgeous
The
out
drive
there.
out to it, you're like, where am I going? And all of a sudden it's there, and it's like, wow,
Yeah.
didn't know this was here.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's just absolutely gorgeous inside. And so we're super thankful to be there for the third year now. And yeah, so coming up March 24th. If you want to get tickets for it, you can go to our website. There's a little tab at the top for auction, or follow us on social media. There's also plenty of links on there. But really, the goal of the auction is to be supporting our ministry. And especially when it comes to the gift card program, I don't think I even mentioned yet the register fundraisers, which is essentially we have the 4 thrift stores, we have people making transactions at them, we ask them to donate, round up to the nearest dollar or whatever it is, and then every month
That's
we
always
kind of
easy.
pick a new, yeah.
Just
Yeah,
round
so
up.
it's an easy way
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
give. Nobody thinks
Yeah.
anything of that. I do
Yeah.
it every time. Like,
Yeah,
of
it's
course.
easy. Makes
So-
Makes doing
Makes
your
my
budget
checkbook-
easy.
yeah. checkbook. No one has those things, do they?
Some people do. Depends if you've got an old brain or not.
Yeah.
Sorry, Alex.
No, you're good. So yeah, that's another way we kind of help our partners as well. So we'll just pick a partner a month, and all the proceeds that come from the register fundraiser will go straight to
Oh,
them.
that's cool.
And so yeah, just thousands of dollars that come out of just that alone.
Yeah.
That we can send to 12 different partners a year. You know, so with all that being said, so we use these events. So this is our first big event of the year. We have 3 every year. So another one coming up in the summer, and then we have another one in October. And so there's fundraiser events to help support our ministry and get money for the gift card programs, get money for all the different things that we're doing in the communities, and different initiatives that we have. And so at the auction, we'll have a specific time for the raising a paddle.
Okay.
For specific. I will be creating a short video to kind of promote what the ministry is and exactly what that money is going to be going towards.
Right.
And so we're still in the middle of working on that video and ironing out all the specific details of exactly where those funds are going to go.
Right.
But know that it's going towards the ministry and a really good cause.
Yeah, I was going to say, at this point, it doesn't matter. It's going to a good cause.
Yeah.
We know it's a good thing. Okay, so it's March 24th, evening, daytime.
It's in the evening. Doors open at 5 p.m. and
Okay.
we love everyone there by about 5:30. It's kind of when we want everyone in because the silent auction is starting. Beverages and snacks all available then, and so we want people in, putting their bids in on the silent auction, and then dinner is around 7.
Okay. Can you talk about any of the items that are in the auction, or is that
Well,
top secret?
And there's still opportunity for businesses to give items as well.
Well
That's
done,
a
Troy.
great opportunity
Yep.
for if you can't
Yes.
attend the auction and you own a business or you have a vacation home or
Yeah.
Seahawks tickets. Or,
Yes, we are always
Things
looking
like
for
that.
donations for the auction, as well as sponsorships.
Yeah.
If you're a business that is looking to be more philanthropic, we love having sponsors come alongside us and say, we love what Helping Hands is doing, we want to help fund this event.
Right.
And obviously there are perks that come along with sponsoring as well, such as getting a table for your team and getting ads in the catalog and on the website and whatnot. But really, it's all about just supporting Helping Hands, and so that's one thing we really love is having sponsors come alongside us, as well as donors, and as well as like get some people from your company and just buy a table, come
Yeah.
attend the auction. We
It's
love
a fun
all
evening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a really fun.
And you
think
don't have to
people-
dress up.
That was a conversation we had yesterday about another auction, but yeah, I think people underestimate how fun an auction event can be
Yeah.
here. You know, I think you have this idea that it's something stuffy, but from what I've seen from the few that I've been to, they're actually a whole lot of fun.
They are fun.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've had an auctioneer now for a few years running, and he's coming back again this year, and he's really fun. He's really good, and just really makes it a fun evening. And so yeah, it's really fun having him, and yeah, just the whole night is just such a blast.
All right.
Yeah.
So if you're a business owner or a winery or something like that, you're listening and you want to donate, reach out. They
Yes.
will
We will point you in the right
We're
direction.
absolutely pointing you in the right direction.
Yes.
So that's the auction. That's your biggest event of the year?
That is our biggest fundraiser, yeah.
Okay.
But like I said, we still have 2 other fundraisers during the year, which are just as important for our ministry. And so yeah, one in the summer, which is a 5K.
We
and
did
then
the 5K.
We did do the 5K the
Yes.
first year I
I think I was
went.
out of town last year, but
Yeah, the whole team did the 5K.
yeah.
Yeah, I won. I'm just going to put that in there. Out of the whole team, I won.
Is she competitive?
The boys were
Could have
not-
fooled me, I don't know.
The boys were not happy. Just put it out
That's
there.
awesome.
But yeah,
We'll do
the-
that again.
5K is super fun. It'll likely be at Lake Ty in Monroe again.
Okay.
Beautiful. We did it there last year. Really fun.
Yeah.
And then we have another event in October, which is just a kind of a get to know us event, and really is educational about our ministry. And there's lots of fun activities that we do as well at the event. And so yeah, we look forward to that one as well.
Perfect. I just have
Awesome.
an idea how we can do some more of this with some of our other events. I'll talk to you about it offline.
Okay, yeah. I love new ideas. So, auction March 24th. Get your tickets.
Yep.
Get your donations in.
Give us the website address one more time for that.
It is helpinghandsmi.org.
Okay, we'll do it
Cool.
again at the end of the show too.
Yes.
But yeah, so,
Helping Hands MI.
Yeah, and I was
.org.
just thinking, with spring just hopefully around the corner, it's a great time to, empty out those closets and
Yeah.
game rooms and all of those things, and maybe put a few items aside and donate them to Helping Hands Ministries. Just putting it out there.
Yes. I'm sure we will be posting on social media about spring cleaning.
Yep.
It's that 80-20 rule goes across to everything.
Oh yeah. Tell the audience what you mean by your
Well,
80-20 rule.
You probably only wear 20% of your clothes in your closet, so 80% of them you can clean
Most
out.
people actually only wear 10%.
Really? Is it 10? Is it 10? Okay.
Yeah.
She's a style consultant.
As well as
Nightlife.
this. But yeah, I mean, it's a great opportunity.
Yeah.
Warm weather's coming. People will could potentially be switching out their wardrobes from fall, winter into the spring, summer. It's a great time to kind of look at what you're coming in. Did you wear it last year? If not, donate it to Helping
Yeah,
Hands
for
Ministry.
sure.
And same with the fall, winter stuff. I mean, it may not necessarily turn over quickly in your store, but I'm assuming you have storage capacity to hold things over for other seasons.
We do, yes, yes. So we definitely have times that we want to put out the summer wear and
Yeah.
the winter wear. So yeah,
Yeah.
definitely will be used even if it's not sold immediately.
Yep, perfect. So yeah.
Awesome. So we like to highlight local businesses, restaurants, and as a whole in the area. So we'd like to hear from our guests what could be maybe a gem or a business that you want to shout out to, something that our listeners might find intriguing.
Yeah, I mean, not that, we found out a lot about the Helping Hands
Yeah, yeah.
Ministries, but now it's like, okay, where
What
do
do you
like
like
to
to
go?
do? Yeah.
Yes. Well, one business that's really been kind of just an amazing supporter of Helping Hands, just generous sponsor, generous donor, and a participant in all our events, is Johansson Mechanical.
No?
They are based in Monroe. They're a kind of HVAC contracting, designing company,
Okay.
and metal fabrication as well. And not only do they support Helping Hands, they also support a lot of different community initiatives as well. And so
Oh,
they're
wow.
just a great company and just
Cool.
really great people. So
Johansson Mechanical.
Johansson Mechanical,
And they're in Monroe. They do air conditioners and stuff like that.
mostly like HVAC design and metal fabrication.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right.
Wow. I think it's interesting to highlight businesses that give back all of the time, because
Yeah.
I think it's something that a lot of people don't talk about, and they don't necessarily, not that they want to promote themselves, that they're giving back to the community in different ways, but I always think it's great if we can find a company like this that I've not heard of before, but they're doing good in the community.
Yeah.
Check 'em out.
For sure.
Absolutely.
That's a good hidden gem.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nice.
Perfect. All right. Well, I think we've learned a lot. Our listeners have hopefully learned a lot about Helping Hands Ministries International, and they're going to start going through their homes and closets and donating and shopping, because I think that's super important too. Or buy a ticket to the auction, or donate something to the auction.
Well, it's easy and convenient when you're dropping things off. You can just park and then go in the store.
Yeah, absolutely. And have a
You
little
can donate and shop.
exactly, and have a little nosy around and see what they have. And there's, there'll be hidden gems in there that you didn't know you were looking for.
Yeah,
And great way to give gifts too.
for sure.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, we're going to take a really quick break, and when we come back, we're going to do our real estate roundup. A quick question of the week for Troy.
All right.
All right. Stay tuned. We'll be right back after this very short break.
This podcast is brought to you by Vaughn's 1000 Spirits, Gusto Bistro. Are you in the market for a new home or looking to sell your current one? 10 Home Team is here to help. As community-focused real estate agents, we are dedicated to providing personalized service and support throughout the entire process. Whether you're a first-time home buyer or a seasoned pro, we've got you covered. Let us take the stress out of your real estate journey. Contact us today at 10 Home Team and learn more about our services.
Welcome back to TLC 10 Life Community Podcast. I am the co-host, Pamela. I'm sure everyone's used to my voice by now, and I'm here with Troy Anderson. He is the host of the show.
Did you take my spot?
What do you mean did I take your spot? I said co-host.
Oh, no, I mean, all right.
I'm just the mere co-host. And also in our podcast studio today, we have Alex from Helping Hands Ministries International. Had a great conversation learning all about what they do and their upcoming auction. We'll check back in with Alex in a few minutes just to find out if there's anything else he wants to share with the audience. But first off, it is real estate roundup time. Are you ready, Troy?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. You say that every time.
I know. It makes my, just get a little nervous.
A little nervous,
No.
really? Yeah, you shouldn't. You shouldn't. You know your
No.
stuff. You're the professional in the room. So, all right. So, my question this week is: who doesn't want to sell their home for more money? So, what should somebody think about if they want to sell their home for, let's say, 5% more?
Sell their home for 5% more?
Yeah.
Well,
A minimum.
a minimum of 5% more. I think that probably the best thing to do is staging. We pulled up some stats on this for the show, and it says that at a minimum, your house sells for 5% over the asking price. So on a $500,000 home, which is hard to find around here, but that's $25,000.
Yeah. Well,
So-
we're doing easy math today.
Yeah, so $1 million home is twice as much, right? 50,000.
It'll be 50,000.
Yeah.
Well
Okay.
done with the math
I can
today,
do it.
Troy. Yeah.
Yeah, all right.
So 85% of stage homes sold from between 5 and 23% over list price. I mean, it's going to depend
wow.
on how much staging has been done and the, I guess, the upkeep of the house and those kinds of things. So, if you're considering selling, don't overlook the power of staging.
Yeah, and staging is a kind of a, in air quotes, blanket term. People think that's fancy furniture and stuff like that. It's really comes down to curb appeal, what it looks like when you first pull up. So it's, it could include driveway, it could include landscaping, could include paint. Decluttering is something that probably all of us need to do if we've been in our house for longer than a year.
Mm-hmm. So declutter and then
Take
send
the
the stuff to Helping Hands.
for
Yes.
sure,
Yes.
for sure. I've done many a house where stuff has gone to Helping Hands. Jeff, can you come pick up stuff at this address?
Yeah.
So, but yes, and then staging just in general is included with our listings that we take on the market. So we assess kind of a personal level of what it's going to take, whether you're going to move all the way out of the house and we're going to bring some items in to fill the space. That's typically what people think of staging, but really, when you're talking about getting the most amount of money for your house, staging the experience for the end buyer is really what you're after. So, fresh bark, mowing the lawn,
Yeah.
landscaping, making sure your sidewalks are clean, mosses off the roof. So, windows are clean. The windows are kind of a big one around here. We don't see the sun very often.
But when we do, we want
when
it
it comes
straight
out,
through
you're
the
like,
window.
oh my gosh, those windows are dirty.
Yeah.
And it's relatively inexpensive to do that stuff. surprisingly inexpensive to have your windows cleaned.
Mm-hmm.
So, and we partner with all the companies that can take care of all this stuff too. So it's it's a one-stop shop if you're thinking about putting your house on the market. You just give me the key and we take care of everything. We
Yeah.
go over it with you exactly what we're going to do and formulate a plan and
Yeah.
get it done, and then it sells for more
Yes, it does.
in a
at
shorter
least.
amount of time.
Yeah, hopefully between 5 and 23% more.
Yes.
That's what we're looking for. So, so home staging definitely highlights the best features of the property, and it helps potential buyers envision themselves living there.
Yeah, for sure.
But let's talk about maybe some smaller, simple staging tips that you can share with our audience. You've talked about the bark and those kinds of things, but some really little things that people can do, decluttering and depersonalizing everything. Maybe talk about that just a little bit, and a couple of other little tips that you might share with us.
Yeah, so maybe just removing some knickknacks, some of the little things that aren't going to show well in photos, things like that. Fresh white towels on the rack.
Yeah.
You can go to
Fluffy
Costco
towels.
and get those.
Yep. They're relatively inexpensive.
Yep, send the old ones to Helping Hands.
Yep. See, we're getting this in there every time.
Take out bath mats, and if you don't, some people still have bath rugs and stuff like that, so take those out.
Yeah, I thought that was an interesting one, taking those out, but I guess
Yeah.
it makes the space look
A little bit bigger.
bigger, less fussy, less cluttered. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and people can have aversion to different colors as well for whatever
Yeah.
reason, and that they're not buying that stuff with the house, but
But you can't see past it.
no, exactly. So, what are some other little things? Remove some of the area rugs and curtains, allowing more light to come in. The house is always preferred around here.
Well, it goes back to sometimes it's a little grey around here,
Yeah.
so we want to add as much natural light through as we can. And it also takes, sometimes those things, like with the bath mats and stuff, it can take away the focus from the person looking
Yeah.
at the property and say, well, I don't like those curtains, and that's not really what you should be focusing on.
And all the small appliances in the kitchen, no one needs to see the 3 toasters or the toaster oven that you have. Obviously it's inconvenient while you're on the market and doing photos and stuff like that from your daily routine, but definitely more counter space you show in the kitchen, better.
Yeah.
The better the house is going to show, and people can imagine putting their stuff on the counter.
Yeah. And I think there's one more that we can add to the list that maybe people don't think about from a staging standpoint, but it's
Yeah.
a deep clean the entire
Oh,
house
yeah.
from top to bottom, like it's never been cleaned before.
No one wants to talk about that, though.
No, I know.
That's no fun. That's not
we
sexy.
know it's not fun, but it helps the house
And
show
the
better.
fridge too. Make sure you take all the stuff out of the fridge and clean the shelves.
Because people will open the fridge
They
door.
do. They do. At every open house, someone is going to open that fridge.
Yeah. So, but those are just little tips on how to, some things that people can do before you come in, or if they're working with a different agent that doesn't stage, some things that they
Yeah.
can think about in their own homes.
For sure.
But I would say, call Troy, because he'll.
Why would they
take-
work with a different agent?
Well, I don't know, but you have to give people options, Troy. All right, well, thank you very much for sharing those tips on how to potentially get 5% more for your home when you put it on the market, Troy. If somebody wants to get hold of you to talk about staging or any of those concierge services that we offer, how would they get hold of you?
TendHometeam.com. That's TEND hometeam.com.
Okay, and we'll get the telephone number at the end.
Yeah.
Alex, back to you. Let's just check in and make sure that we discussed everything that you want to get, tell our audience about. Maybe hit on that international side of things just a little bit, because I know we didn't talk about that too much.
Yes. Yeah, I think one thing I kind of skimmed over a little bit is the international initiatives that we do. And some of it's local as well. But we will come alongside if there's different, like, say, natural disasters. We've helped with in Hawaii when they just had the fires, and we've helped not necessarily a natural disaster, but we've helped in Ukraine. We've sent funds and whatnot. So that's part of our register fundraisers, as well as just donating online. And so those are some things that are also kind of near and dear to us. Is those sort of initiatives, and we've sent shipments of goods to Philippines, Fiji, Togo, Uganda, so just plenty of different things that we've done internationally. And so just something that's near and dear to us.
Cool.
Is our international, and I think one final thing that I wanted to say, because there was a quote that one of the directors of one of our partner organizations said, and I thought it was just a really, really good quote. And they said, "When you have lost almost everything, it seems your hope is next. However, hope can be found in the smallest of places, even within the walls of a thrift store."
I like it.
Yeah, I like that too.
That's a great
I've
way
heard
to
that,
yeah, that's a great way to end that. Perfect. All right, so one more time, how do people find out about Helping Hands?
Yes, you can go to our website. It's helpinghandsmi.org. Or you can go to us on social media. On Instagram, it's Helping Hands MI. Or on Facebook, you can just search Helping Hands Ministries International, Helping Hands Thrift Store, and you'll find us on Facebook as well. So yeah, and then if you want to sign up for the auction or to get into contact with us about potentially donating or sponsoring, you can go to the helpinghandsmi.org to our website, and there'll be a link up there for the auction 2024, and you can find all the information you need right there.
Perfect.
Cool.
So if you're listening, consider donating.
Yes, please.
Perfect. All right, Troy, you gave our website address. How can somebody give you a call or text you?
Porch Pounder.
Nope, not doing it.
206 504 3660. That's 206 504 3660.
Okay, your sparkling water is the Porch Pounder this
Yes,
week.
it
Okay.
was. And
All
it's,
right.
I finished it all.
Oh, well, good.
Yeah.
You're staying hydrated.
I
Like
drank
it.
the whole can.
All right. Well, if you enjoyed the show, please don't forget to like and subscribe and share with the rest of the community. If you're watching this on YouTube,
Hit the dinger.
all right. And if you need to find the YouTube channel, it's called Tent Home Team. So that's it for this week.
Thanks, everybody, for
We'll
listening.
see you next time.
Thanks, Alex.
Thank you.
Hello, listeners. I have a new go-to place in town, Vaughn's 1000 Spirits. Woodinville, West Valley, just across the street from Janik Winery. Seattle's famous sourdough pizza and pasta. My favorite is their Northwest King salmon pasta. Comes with San Juan Island mushrooms, Sicilian spice, lemon, and cream sauce. Their bar has one of the biggest selections of fine spirits around. Do you know about the Waggering Wheel? Go during happy hour. It's super fun. There's a lively bar, dining room, and a huge patio. Did I mention they won Best Burger in Washington for 2023? Free valet parking daily. Go check them out.